Hi, I'm Angie Pontani, the burlesque superstar who has spent the last 20 years shimmying and shaking around the globe. I've performed in showrooms, ballrooms, small rooms, and big rooms, every room except a mushroom. Along the way, I've met some amazing people, and I'd like to introduce them to you. Together, we will pull back the curtain to reveal what really happens behind the glitter, feathers, and tassels. So join me for the bump and grind. What does Beyoncé, ballet, and burlesque have in common? Well, that would be Lux LaCroix. Lux has been bumping and grinding in burlesque since the early 2000s and simultaneously brewing an epic career in dance. From Alvin Ailey to, that's right, Beyoncé, Lux choreographs and executes greatness with every fan kick. And I was thrilled to talk to her. And I literally mean thrilled, because we had this chat on the evening of November 4th, which was an evening that culminated all the emotions of months in shutdown and quarantine, butting heads with an election night that rolled over into another election night with so much on the line, namely human decency. So I was chomping at the bit all day to just sit down and talk to Lux and get whisked away with her to backstage, on stage, stage side, any stage. This was the chat that I needed. It was the elixir that I required, and I hope it does the same for you. And it reminded me so much of why I love showbiz and why I love show people. Sit back and enjoy my chat with the hardworking, lovable, and explosive Lux LaCroix. Lux, thank you so much for being on the Bump and Grind. I know we've had quite a journey to get here, to actually get face to face. Well, Zoom to Zoom.
Zoom to Zoom.
2020. Well, I'm so excited to, I know. And for everybody who's listening, it is November 4th, early evening in New York, afternoon in LA, and we are all just sitting here literally biting our nails off right now. So,
yeah.
Whew. So I've actually been so looking forward to this talk today, because I'm like, I want to talk to you and just get my brain out of my brain and into your brain. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Bring it on.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with a real softball. Lux, are you LA born and bred?
No, I'm New York born and bred.
Are you? No way.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Born in Harlem, raised in Brooklyn.
You're joking. What neighborhood in Brooklyn?
Bed-Stuy, do or die, baby.
All right. Wow. Oh my God, you're so LA to me. That is crazy. I had no idea. When did you go to LA?
Well, I came out to California for college. And then I got my master's in film. So then I came down to LA naturally. And I've been pretty much here since then. And then I just started bouncing back and forth about 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, you even have the LA Kitten DeVille lilt in your voice. You've been there a long time. that little LA end where it just rides up a little bit. I love that. It's so positive. I'm like, such a nice sound. But so you trained in dance in New York then, because I had read that you started dancing at 2.
Actually, my first ballet class was in Cuba. Yeah.
How did that happen?
For a few years. My parents were Black Panthers, and we were in exile for a hot minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
a whole nother podcast.
Yes, I am not prepared for that one. I have no questions about Black Panther exile in Cuba, but that's totally badass.
Yeah. So I started there. And then we came back to New York when I was like 5 or 6. And then I just slid in there.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Do you remember any of your time in Cuba?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Do you think it's influenced you as a performer and like stylistically in your choices?
Probably subconsciously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely, it's in my heart. You know what I mean? It definitely is. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Like my daughter's 5 years old, and for me, I'm like, I don't really remember much, at that point in my life. But when I see her absorb situations and energy from different people and experiences. And I see like it really, it marinates deep and it gets in there and comes out of her at other times. And I'm like, wow, that time is so formative. So that's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And so when you were a little baby dancing in Cuba and then you came back to New York, were people like, okay, this child has extreme talent? Like, was it obvious that you were a shining star?
Pretty much. Like, my parents were always, you don't have to do this. You don't have to go to dance class. When it's no longer fun, you quit. You know, they were not stage parents at all. And I kept wanting to go, you know, and as long as I wanted to go, they took me. And it started tracking that I had talent and my body wasn't going to change much, you know, and that this could actually go somewhere. And yeah, it went and it's going.
That's so cool. So you went in the ballerina zone, right?
I did. I definitely did. I went to LaGuardia for ballet.
Oh my God, no way!
Yeah.
That was so New York. How did I miss this whole thing? That's so New York. And anybody who doesn't know, that's the Fame School, guys.
The Fame School, yes.
That is the Fame School.
Yeah. And I actually didn't really transition out of ballet until I came to California. Like, that was pretty much my track. And then once I went to college, I did not study dance in college. I wanted to be an intellectual, and my undergrad degree is in African American sociology and politics, and my master's is in film. So yeah, no dancing.
Smarty pants. But did you miss it? Like, was it hard for you to kind of go from that like dance life to then not having those, you know, moments in your point shoes at the bar and tired?
I did miss the structure. You know what I mean? Like, I really wanted to be a student. I wanted to be in class. I wanted to learn. I wanted to participate in debates and sociology and theology and that kind of shit. And I definitely didn't stop dancing. I just didn't have that structure.
Yeah.
And I think when I returned to it, it was great to take a break. You know, I was ready to do it again.
Yeah, a renewed energy.
Definitely.
That's so crazy. Yeah. So your career path in your mind at that point in time when you went to college and got your master's degree was you didn't think that you were going to be in the performing arts. That was not your plan.
No.
You had a legitimate road. You were going to have a legitimate career.
Well, I wanted to be a documentary filmmaker.
Wow.
I don't know how legitimate that is.
Yeah.
My master's is in cinematography and documentary film. So that was my trajectory.
Well, still super artistic and still probably helped you now to create numbers and acts and look at things in a visual way and kind of craft the whole scene beyond just like, okay, I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to do a number. It's like, I'm sure that helped you to, you know, craft your environment visually.
Absolutely.
Wow. So you get out, you've got all this amazing dance training. Now you've got a master's degree. You're ready to go. How did you fall into burlesque? Where did that come into play?
I was working for my friend's punk rock record label because I'm a filmmaker.
Yes, of course.
In LA now.
In LA.
Mm-hmm. And I got a call to audition for Debbie Allen, who was looking for choreographers.
I swear to God, I was going to be like, Lux, do you know Debbie Allen? That's totally on my question list.
Yeah, I started working for her. But at the same time, I wasn't ready to just be a choreographer. I still wanted to be on stage.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be that choreographer who inserted herself in the performance. You know what I mean? You know those ones?
Yes, I do.
It's like, here's your video, and here's my spot.
Yeah, you know? Front and center. It's kind of irresistible sometimes.
So yeah, I wasn't ready to step back yet. And I heard about burlesque, and I took a class, which was pretty much a pay for play. Yeah. You know, I took a class with Bella Beretta.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old. That brings back a lot of memories.
A lot of memories.
Yes. Some unpaid dues, I believe.
Oh,
yes. But c'est la vie. That was a long time ago. So this was like, what was this? Lux, like 2000?
It was like 2006.
Yeah, early. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I took a class with her and started performing at the Derby, which was her weekly show.
Yes.
And I submitted to Beehoff like 2 months after I started. And then I
Wow.
got in. It was like, what the fuck? What am I doing?
That's crazy.
And then it went. You
Wow.
know?
And did you, like, when you first saw it and when you took the class with Bella, you're coming from this intense training, like this serious dancer training for a long time.
Yeah.
You're very structured. You know what to expect in that environment at a certain point. What did you think? Like, what was your initial response when you were taking it? Was the looseness of it and the freedom of it something that appealed to you?
The creativity appealed to me. I mean, I'll be honest. I learned nothing from her class except for where to shop for costumes.
Right. That's all you
and
needed.
then I figured somebody else could make this shit for me, so
Yeah.
I was good. Like
Mm-hmm.
the creativity of being able to do my own thing, my own choreography. I didn't have to worry about being in time with anybody else. It was all mine.
Yeah.
And that was something that I was needing. And yeah, it's something I still love and desire. You know, I love just going out there and doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And it's the best thing. It truly is the best thing.
No, well, and matched with your skill set and your gift of dance, it's like, it's the perfect combination. So how did you develop your character? Like, how did Lux LaCroix come to be? Did it happen straight away? Or was it a progression over time? Like,
I guess it kind of happened straight away once I figured out my name. I really don't know how different my character is than me.
yes.
You know what I mean? I think we've
For
all
sure.
kind of like
Yeah.
meshed together.
The name was the hardest part. How did you figure out your name?
The name was seriously the hardest thing because Bella's one piece of advice was like, go on the Burlesque Hall of Fame website, see all the names that are already listed, and don't pick those. You know,
Yeah.
and this was
That's
before,
good advice.
yeah, like Google was really a thing, you know, and that kind of thing. I remember going to the website and seeing Simone De La Ghetto. I was like, well, I quit because that's the best fucking name ever. I was like, what the fuck am I going to do now?
I'm out. Oh.
So once I figured out my name, it kind of like put me on track, like what I wanted to do. Because I took Lux from Lux Interior, the Cramps, because
Yes.
I've always loved watching him perform. Like, he'd be everywhere, putting people in headlocks, punching things,
Yes.
humping, you know, I mean, just a fucking
Punk rock.
whirling dervish. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And then I took LaCroix from Absolutely Fabulous because I'm a huge fan. And, you know, Edie always looked a fucking mess, but it was LaCroix, darling, so it was wonderful. You know?
Yes. I like how you change your voice when you say it.
Yeah. Oh, darling.
You have to.
Yeah. So once I figured out that I was basically going to be super high energy, throwing things everywhere, owning the stage, slamming myself on it, doing whatever I needed to do, I was like, okay, we got it. Let's go. Yeah.
No, that's great. And that's like what I took away. I remember the first time that I saw you is just like so much energy, like totally a whirling dervish on stage. Just like I get tired watching you. Happy tired, but just I feel the exhaustion. I know that it's like so much energy goes into your performances. They're just like bam, 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 like a firework going. When you put them together as a dancer, how much of the number do you choreograph? Do you choreograph from like the first hit of music to the last?
Yeah. I love dancing to live bands and improvisation and all that stuff. But if I'm doing a number, it's a number and it's choreographed.
Yes.
And I've learned to leave myself air for costumes and whatnot, but if there's a beat, I'm hitting it.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
it's easy as that.
But this is like one of the things that I think is the most like amazing about you. And it's like whenever, I teach classes or do even in my numbers, I'm always like, I leave myself little markers all around, but I never choreograph top to bottom. And I tell people like, don't choreograph top to bottom because I think a lot of times it can look like not organic or not natural or not in the moment, or it looks like the performer's thinking like, chassé, pas de bourrée, turn, kick, leap, jump. And they're not connecting with the audience because they're so deep into their own choreography, whether it's remembering it or nailing it or spotting or whatever. But see, you are such a unique exception, and I know the answer why, but I'm going to ask you why, that you don't give that off at all. I feel like your performances are so naturally organic and energetic, and you do connect with the audience every like step, shimmy, kickball change of the way, and why do you think you are able to do something that so many others cannot do?
Because I had it beat into me.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I did have a problem at the very beginning connecting with the audience because as a professional dancer, you dance in a glass case of emotions. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to break that fourth wall. You're not supposed to. Like, people come and they admire you and they give you flowers and they go home. You don't need to connect with them. So that was a thing. And when I see performers do that, I like want to take them aside. It's like, it's okay. You can look people in the eye. Like, nobody's going to hit you with a ruler. It's okay. It's fine. So when I see other performers doing it who have been trained professionally, I want to like pull them and be like, listen, you can actually make eye contact. It's good. That's what people want. That's burlesque.
Yes.
And once I realized that I could make that eye contact, it was on. Because I'm a very expressive person. I'm a New Yorker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
And you get me on stage and you get me to music I like and a number that I love, and it's fucking on,
Yeah.
And I love it. And my mom has said, watching me progress through burlesque, she's like, you've always been a dancer. And burlesque turned you into a performer. And she's right.
That's so cool.
I
love that. Right. Yeah. I love that. I also love so much that I wrote it down. Glass case of emotion.
Glass case of emotion.
If you ever write a book, if you write a book or put out a record, you have to call it Glass Case of Emotion. No, but it is so true. And I feel like that is the one place where burlesque, as an art form, as a genre, as a dance genre, has so much capabilities. And I feel like this is why audiences respond so much. We need them to respond. Like that transfer of energy and contact is what makes it so off the rails.
Yeah.
And so LA punk rock, it's just something completely different.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I see that a lot, and I do always say, and I think it is always one of my favorite things about you, because I'm just like, you know that face when you see somebody on stage and they're like, getting ready to do a move like that, like, a couple counts of 8, and you see them like clicking through it in their head, and that to me just zips me right out of the moment. Like I always tell people, like, I'm like, I think rehearsing is so important. It's so important to rehearse and get technical about your performances. So like what I always do, and I used to do this, especially when I was starting out, I would like choreograph my number, not the whole thing. I would always leave myself little wiggle spaces and just have my big landmines, but I would practice in my room. And I would face all different directions. Like I would do it facing one way, and then I would do it facing another, and then I would do it facing another. And then I would turn all the lights off and do it with all the lights off. And then I would go into a room with a shag carpet on, and I would do it in the shag carpet room. And I would do the same thing. And then I would go on my linoleum kitchen floor, and I would do it on and just face every direction. Because I feel like the more you can get lost in your number, you have that ability to connect with the audience. And I think that would stand true if you're sitting there at home and you're like, but I choreographed every count of 8. So just if you practice the shit out of it, you might be able to get away with it.
And I still, every performance I have, I run through my number. Even numbers I've done a million times. Even numbers I do 5 nights a week. I still fucking run through it. I run through Prince every single time, and I've done that number a million fucking times, and I still run through it.
Do you have like muscle memory for the numbers you've done a million times? Because I do. Oh, yeah. If a song comes on the radio and it's like, I'm like, my arm like jerks. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? I didn't do that. It's like, you can't help it.
You can't help it. And if you're out in public, like, you look insane. Okay.
Totally. They're like, what is the matter with that girl in the produce aisle?
You know?
But then, like, if you practice too, because then since your numbers are so choreographed, and I know you said you leave yourself like air time if you have a problem with a costume. But like, say you're doing your number, you have everything choreographed, you can't get your corset off. All of a sudden, you're like, 10 counts later into the song. Like, that can toss you on your butt, right?
It can, but I also know exactly what's coming up 10 counts later. So I just jump into it. And I have no problem ripping costumes.
Yeah.
As Penny Stark Jr. will attest.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I have brought her back just like remnants, like put it back together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's the desperation of this situation.
Okay.
No, at that moment, that's all that matters is like, you've got to get this off. You've got to get this off.
Me.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. So that's like, if you could give advice to people who do want to get like really hardcore into the dancing element and really integrate a lot of that, because I know as burlesque has gotten more popular, a lot more dancers want to come into it. Like, especially in New York, we have so many Broadway dancers and people working in these amazing dance companies, and they want to come into it. And there's the danger of that pitfall. So what advice would you give them?
Basically, forget all your training, learn what's the task at hand, and then bring your training back in. Because if you go into it as a trained dancer, you're going to hate it. Because it's so loose. There's so many different levels of performance on a single bill. There's so many different levels of experience. You know what I mean? There's no baseline.
Yeah.
And you have people who took dance when they were 2, people who just started their dance classes. And if you're walking in somebody who's still active and performing professionally, it's going to drive you nuts. You know what I mean? Like, legit.
Yeah.
It's going to drive you nuts. So you just got to leave all your training behind, learn the game that's happening right now, and then you can pepper it in. It's the only way to keep your senses about it.
Do you ever just want to walk up to somebody, be like, let me just push your shoulders down. Come here. Give me your foot. Give me your foot.
I literally, there's sometimes when I'm watching people perform and I'm just like, if you don't point your fucking foot, I'm going to crawl up on that stage.
That's a hard one.
Or people who do quote unquote splits, and it's basically just like they're making a house. I just want to dive underneath.
Just push them down, push them down, push them down.
Oh,
I will not even attempt
it's like bend one knee, take it into a lunge.
Yeah, yes. That's what I always used to do. I would just lift up that back.
Exactly.
Because I could never do a split. I'm like, literally one day before I die, I'm going to do a split. That is one of my life goals. I should be working on that in quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine glow up.
Yeah, seriously. I think I still have time, unfortunately for me.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I definitely can work on my split. So you, was it 2010, you were a principal dancer with Alvin Ailey. You were in the touring company.
Yeah.
So you were already in burlesque, and then you were still dancing professionally as well. So you do everything in tandem.
Yeah, I do all the things. I'm part Jamaican. I have all the jobs. It's a stereotype for a reason.
Well, listen, it's a smart move. It's a smart move, It's ballsy to just do burlesque.
That's the thing. Yeah, if you are a professional artist, I think it's really hard just to do one thing.
For sure.
Like, legit, you should be doing all the things. if you like a certain level of lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, it's as easy as that. Like, because if you can go for all the jobs, why would you not go for all the jobs?
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, it's just, if there's an audition, I'm taking it. If they're looking for a choreographer, I'm submitting shit. If there's a burlesque gig, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
If there's an acting gig, I'm taking it. Hosting gig, I'm taking it. You know?
No, totally. And don't you think...
You gotta do all the things.
Don't you think, too, though, like, I don't know, burnout is so easy. If all you do is burlesque, there's going to be a point where you're like, oh, my God, I'm walking in another freaking circle, taking off my glove, doing a shimmy, saying woo-hoo. Like, don't you think when you diversify your art and your creation that you kind of feed all the other elements? It makes it more fun to be like, oh, I'm going to go back to burlesque. Oh, I'm going to do this, right?
Yeah, and I think they all feed into each other. You know, like, if I'm on set all day doing choreography, my burlesque gig that night, it just has a whole nother flavor to it.
Yeah.
You know, because I've literally been yelling at dancers all day, and now I finally get to dance it out. So yeah, I just think if you're bringing in different artistic elements, everything you do is just going to be enhanced.
Yeah. No, totally. I think, and that's very smart, and it definitely will improve the quality of your work overall, for sure, and keep you inspired. Yeah. But so what was that experience like going on that tour? Because I'm sure that was much different than being in a burlesque show. I don't think backstage at Alvin Ailey, somebody's going to be like, don't spill your red wine on my boa. What was it like going on the road with that show?
I mean, it was a dream come true. And it was very difficult. And, you know, it's very structured. Like, I had to show up to makeup several hours in advance to cover my tattoos. Mm-hmm. You know, different cities, the lighter skinned performers are in the front versus, you know what I mean?
Really?
There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of things that happen. And it's the dance world, you know, and it's very serious.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's Ailey and it's Black folk touring, and we're going to get ridiculous. That's just what we do, especially in a foreign country, you know? But yeah, it's a whole nother thing. But at the same time, it's no different than being on tour with a band.
Yeah.
You know, or like that kind of thing. And you're doing the same show every single night, different city. You might get 2 hours actually outside the arena. Right. Most likely not. You're just saying like stage, hotel,
for sure.
Bus.
Totally.
Plane, you know. But definitely like being able to perform something like Revelations, I mean, that's a piece I've known since, I think the first time I saw Ailey, I was like 6 years old.
It's legend.
So, yeah.
You see that every time you go in the subway. Well, I haven't been in the subway in almost a year.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
You know, like it's legend. I can't imagine how exciting that must have been.
I mean, it's definitely something amazing. And I still work with the tour company. Obviously, everything's in a hiatus right now. But yeah, it's still an amazing organization, and it always has my heart.
Yeah, that's so. And what a great experience, and just to know that you did that is so phenomenal. You talk about like the politics of performing within like Alvin Ailey and like the lighter skinned girls in the front in certain markets. You've been in burlesque for a long time, and when the burlesque movement really started out, it was mostly white, you know? And then, so if you came in 2006, it was still mostly white. I mean, there were certainly performers of color, but just in comparison. Do you feel that it's changed over the years?
I mean, it's definitely grown. When I first started, I joked that I should have named myself Token McGee because it was true.
After Simone De La Ghetto, there was Token McGee, and you made the right choice. Sounds a little Irish.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely more now. And there's also more body types. Yeah. Which is amazing. Because there for a while, it was light-skinned, skinny, Black girls.
Yeah.
And now we have a nice Pantone shade range, as well as bodies. And it's really amazing. And it's not enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's still the thing where you only have one person on a bill.
Totally.
you know, or if it's February, maybe 2. But it's really great to like see Beehoff lineups and it's like, oh, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
I like that.
No.
That's good.
For sure.
It should be more, you know. But yeah, it's definitely nice.
Do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's continuing to expand?
I mean, maybe pre-Rona, I would say yes.
I know, it's hard to say right now.
I don't know what the industry is going to look on the other side of this.
Isn't that the truth?
You know, I really don't. Between the George Floyd reckoning, as I like to call it, you know, and it kind of shone the spotlight on every community and where their blind spots are.
Yeah.
And burlesque has a giant effing blind side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying not to cuss here.
No, you can. We always get explicit ratings. Every one of our episodes has an explicit rating.
And which I think any movement that's tied with a retro movement has that giant fucking blind
For sure.
spot. And you have people who refuse to get off it, you know, and you have people who love to be in denial of it. So I don't know how much patience people are going to have for the bullshit on the other side of this, you know, especially if it's not paying their rent.
Yeah, for sure. No.
You know, it's like a hobby's great and all, but you know, if you haven't worked for 8 months, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No.
You know, and it's not just gigs, it's the online persona, it's the bullshit you have to deal with the social media. It just, you know, is it going to be worth it for a lot of people?
Yeah.
And that's a big question.
I think we're going to lose a lot of people. You know, I mean, you see it already. People
we are absolutely going to use a lot of
moving
people.
back home and, you know, giving up their apartments and, you know, going back here or there or just having to make all these changes. And yeah, it's kind of like, it's a bit of a luxury to be able to live this lifestyle, and it's quickly pointed out. But I mean, I kind of hope and feel that when it's done, I know we're going to lose some people and that'll be terrible, but that the people who remain will maybe have like an increased understanding and capacity for growth, because we've all been through this shithole where we're just we're literally swirling in a toilet right now. So so maybe when we come out, we can all just work together a little bit more and stop the denial. Because I mean, even I have like looked back and I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Like, okay, well, I had 2 performers of color in that show. That's good, but there's only 1 here, and then that feels so weird. That's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Like it has to even out to the point where it's just evened out, and it's not even like you don't even have to think about it. It's just evened out, and that's just what it is. And then we can, you know, give ourselves an A, maybe.
The real OGs are going to be left at the end of this. Like, I'm excited to get on the other side of this, because the people who are still standing are the true artists. You know, it's like, we're the ones who are the professionals. We're the ones who figured out how to make this work no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's the shit. You know, I mean, that's punk rock. That's New York in the 70s. That's when the shit is gonna fucking happen. And
for sure.
You know, I mean, there is privilege and whatnot that plays in that, you know. But at the same time, like, if you're still standing on the other side of this, let's do this.
No, totally. And I think, it harkens back to the punk rock roots of the neo movement, you know? And like you talked about in the beginning, it was totally punk rock. We were all just like, yeah, give us a stage. We don't care. We'll do anything. We're crazy. You know? And that takes, as my mother would say, fotch. It takes a lot of fotch, you know? So I think that you're right, that at the end of this is going to be people with a lot of fotch who are thankful to be where they are. And I can't wait. How have you found ways to kind of scratch the itch of being on stage and performing while we marinate in this poo tank of 2020?
Well, my quarantine pivot has been, I've been teaching yoga 6 days a week to a private client. So I've been fine financially. So that took a huge stress off my neck. And also like, I walked into it fine financially as well, you know, thank God. We just recently started up with Bootleg Bombshells doing online shows. And the way we're doing it is we're in a pole studio. We have a full cineramic setup, lights, fog, multi-camera shoot.
You've got that college education. Yes.
Exactly. I was like, oh shit, we can do 6 cameras. We get a switcher, we get lights. I'm like, yes finally. It's paying off.
I love it.
I mean, literally in quarantine, I've used both my degrees for the first time in years.
Finally.
I've had multiple discussions on race, and I finally used my film degree.
Yes, see, good things are happening.
Finally. We've actually we're doing mini film shoots every other week, and we're turning out amazing shit on Zoom.
It's awesome.
You know, because I have a beautiful space here. I have a giant space here. I have things that I can set up. I have wood floors. But I just, the people dancing in their living rooms and their bedrooms and their closets. I legit saw a performer in their closet, and they weren't interacting with their closet, like making it cool.
Oh.
They were literally in a sparkly dress with a boa dancing in their closet.
Oh, no.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. That's not the move. And my whole thing is,
you gotta make it work.
Yeah.
For you.
My whole thing is like, I have a resume of professional performances. I'm not going to have a fucking asterisk on my resume because of a goddamn pandemic. Like, I'll just sit my ass down. It's no big deal. Like, the world will not die. I have a good self-esteem. I don't need anybody for validation. I have a dog. I'm good. Okay. So when we finally got to the point where we could come together, socially distancing with our masks, the whole 9, we said, we can do this. Let's fucking do this. And let's do it twice a month. Let's make it creative. Let's do something that nobody else is doing. That's what I'm here for. If I'm going to dance, it's going to be good. It's going to be something that I can show my agent on the other side of this and be like, look at what I've been doing. You know what I mean? And that's the only way I would do it. I don't need to be on stage so bad that I'm dancing in my kitchen, like for tips.
No, I know. No. And you have to make it work for you. I feel the same way about it. I was so resistant to it in the beginning until I could find a way that I was like, okay, I can make this work for, Angie Pontani in the performer sense, where I don't look like a doofus dancing around my living room, because my living room is not a set. My living room's not a set. It's got kid toys. It's like, it's as much as I'd like to try to make it a set, it's not a set. I don't have lights. I got a ring light from Amazon. It was a mistake. It's a piece of crap. It's a lot harder than it looks to do this video and make it look good, Yeah,
it absolutely does. And the people who are still doing it without a ring light, without the box lights, what are you doing?
Rustic.
Just stop. Just stop. Just sit down.
Right. And
it's okay.
And that's a lot of work. Even to do it at that level is a lot of work for how much money you could possibly be making now that the thrill is gone, It's like...
Yeah. I did a private birthday party on Zoom, and they paid my private event rate. I was like, okay, cool. And I set up, and I have a giant 20-foot painting in my house. So that was my backdrop. And I had all my lights, and I did my 2 numbers. And it literally took me all day to set up the lights and the staging. And then when it's over, I had to clean everything up. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're in your pasties and your thong, taking down the lights. I know.
Picking up dollars and because I had fake money.
I know.
I was my poor dog was sleeping. I threw my dress on him inadvertently. He's just what the fuck?
You got to train him to pick up the costume pieces. He could be a stage doggy. It's the next project.
Next project,
After you write Glass Case of Emotion, that could be your next project. Train your dog to pick up your costume pieces. No, I know. It's a tough thing, But the home studio is rough and stuff. But I want to hop back to the Alvin Ailey experience and going on the road with a show like that. And I know you've worked with a lot of productions that are at that caliber. And then, you come back to burlesque and it's, rough and tumble situation, dressing room, bathroom, dressing room with 400 people in it, dressing room with no ventilation. What do you have a preference? I mean, I feel like they both offer ups and downs. Do you have a preference to either experience?
I mean, they both are what they are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect Ailey accommodations when I go to a burlesque gig, and I don't expect burlesque accommodations when I go to an Ailey gig. Like, I think that would be like, if I rolled up to an Ailey gig and they're like, there's your storage closet. Yeah. I'd be like, racism. Did ABT use this closet? Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk. Yeah, they're just different expectations. They're different forms. And every once in a while, you'll do a burlesque gig where you have, like at the Orpheum, where you have the gorgeous, dressing rooms and everybody has their own station and you have makeup people and hair people and there's craft services and stuff like that. Like every once in a while you get
services. The mark of success.
So every once in a while you get those and that's beautiful. But I also love the slipper room backstage. You know what I mean? Especially like when the toilet was in the middle of the room, like.
Yeah, it's only slightly to the left now. It's
exactly. It's not that much different.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
Oh, totally. Oh, New York. That's so New York.
They both have their special things. And the only time I get annoyed is when I'm on an actual professional gig and it's not professional. You know what I mean? Like if I'm on a union gig and somebody's telling me to go get dressed in the back of a truck, it's like, oh no. Like, call my agent. What the fuck? Like this is not happening.
For sure. But a burlesque gig, you're like, where's the truck? Which one?
Actually, the very beginning of my career, burlesque career, I did a gig where the dressing room was like a trailer in a parking lot. And when I stepped onto the trailer, it like dipped.
Oh.
And I'm like, if I'm making this bitch dip.
Yeah. It's not going to last long.
We in trouble. Okay.
Yeah. I would have tipped the whole thing over. We would have gone cascading down a hill. Oh no! Did you change in it? Did you level it with some cinder blocks? Perhaps?
We all kind of spread out in corners, and like we did. If somebody was moving, we kind of all like compensated for the wiggle.
Oh my god!
That was before I could pull like, don't you know who I am?
Yeah, you're like I'm willing to be punk rock, but I'm not compromising my safety.
Exactly, and that's my same thing with stages as well. Like. I'm not going to dance on a rickety stage. Yeah. Like I got to use this body in rehearsal tomorrow morning. Like this is a thing. Yeah. It's like people always ask, why don't you do point when you do burlesque? It's like, do you have a Marley stage?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm not going to do point in a punk rock bar. It's not worth it.
No.
Your $75 gig is not worth it. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
I know. And I was reading that too in my amazing notes that I get, like proper flooring and all this. And you're so right. And it's like, I have my 1 point routine that I do. And I cannot tell you how many times I've shown up to a place and I'm like, this is a carpet. And not only is it a carpet, it is the nastiest carpet. And it has holes in it. And this is just not possible. I'm going to like ruin my knee. Like something terrible is going to happen to me.
Yeah. And they look at you like, what's your problem?
Yeah, right. You're like, my knees were my problem.
And it's like, Jess McGee came in here 2 weeks ago and did a quote-unquote point number and was fine. And it's like, well, then get her back.
Yeah, for sure.
Because my bougie ass ain't doing it. Okay? Like,
no. Not only could you hurt yourself, it's like, it's going to look terrible also.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
No, you have to be in the right environment. So do you just like, do you know your stages before you get there, or do you just kind of have these numbers where you're just like, this is Loctite, I could pretty much do this anywhere?
If I don't know the stage, I do my Calabra number, which is like one of my Latin influence numbers, because I can do that anywhere. Like I can do it on carpet, I can do it on stage, I can stand on a table. It's done. And like if it's a new venue that I've never been to, I'll do that first. I'll suss it out, and it's like, okay, now you can get these other numbers as well if it passes.
Yeah, I feel like you learn as you go in this business the things that you need, and it doesn't make you a diva. It just makes you do your best job. It's like, I know what I need to be the best me, and you're paying because you want to see the best me, so I want to give you the best me. So just give me everything that I ask
Exactly.
for.
Help me help you.
Yes, exactly. Common sense is not so common,
No,
you know?
not at all.
It's really not. No. Does like when you see people do things that are physically endangering or like could possibly cause long-term damage, like does your heart shudder every time you see somebody do like a fly into the wind knee drop? Are you like, oh?
It's like you hear them hit. I mean, because I do knee drops all the time, but you can tell the difference between somebody being engaged and somebody who's just like, bleh.
Yeah.
You know?
Slam. Oh. Yeah. No. It's a terrible thing. I'm always like, oh!
Yes!
Like I literally shudder because I'm like, that's bad. It's so bad. And it's not bad now. It's going to be bad in 10 years.
It's like, you're cute. You're 23. Talk to me when you're 33 and you're getting a knee surgery. You know?
Yes, it's so scary. No, I know. And, I do my knee drops in my Blaze Star number. And, I used to be so much more wild. And now when I do it, I'm like, gentle, all the way down. Easy, all the way down. I'm like, I have to get up from this. I'm not going down like this. Come and roll me off stage. No, I know. Do you find over time, have you modified acts for certain reasons, just for self-safety and preservation?
I'm not there yet, but I also am not afraid to do that if I need to do it. But I'm still pretty full force on everything, probably to my own detriment.
I have a theory. If you don't slow down, it's not going to catch you.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm riding this shit till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, totally. I'm not stopping. I'm not slowing down. I'm not changing a single thing except for how slowly I go down. But I'm like, no, just keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
And you have to be totally active. Like you gotta be. Like your job keeps you active.
Yeah. And also I train 4 to 6 hours a day. Like I still have to train with Ailey. I still have to do like multi-training. It's still very much a thing. And in quarantine,
what does it consist of? Like, what does your training consist of?
I take a dance class in the morning, and then I usually do like an hour and a half of yoga. And then I've been doing the class, which is this amazing program. So I usually do that as well. And then I walk my dog for like 2 hours.
Nice.
That's my quarantine schedule. In real life, whenever that is, it's the same thing. And then usually I do like cardio, like I'll either go running or cycling or something like that.
So this I think is so amazing about you, because I have so much respect for this. And we talked about you being a choreographer as well, but you've worked with some like big ass names. Some of the biggest names in music today, like Kanye West, Lady Gaga, Janet Jackson, like Beyonce. That's crazy. How did you cross over into that realm as a choreographer? Because I feel like that would be such a hard egg to really crack to get to that level.
Well, Debbie Allen. I mean, when she hired me, she was doing all the awards show. So basically she worked as my agent.
That's insane.
And if somebody was looking for something, she'd be like, I have this choreographer, this style, that style, and once you do 1 or 2 gigs in that whole sphere, you're in.
That's amazing. I can't believe Debbie. I love Debbie Allen. I have been doing her live dance classes.
She's amazing.
And she is amazing. and I can't keep up with her. And I just, her energy, like literally, I think I cried in the first 3 or 4 of them because I was just like, I love you so much. Like, she's so amazing. And what she's been doing is just so wonderful since this whole horrible thing started. She was the first person that I saw be like, I'm teaching a dance class. Just get up and dance. And like, that was such a gift to so many people.
Her and Tony Basil both.
It's amazing. I haven't seen Tony's, but I love her too. Yeah. And she looks amazing. I'm like,
oh my God.
How is this possible?
It's like, I took Tony's go-go class. And within like 5 minutes, I was like, I gotta sit down.
Insane.
Okay? Like, you know?
See, they never slowed down. They never slowed down. So what was your first big choreographer gig that you walked into the room for?
A. Marie, for one thing.
And were you terrified?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because people are looking at you to tell them what to do, and that's the most terrifying thing ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You just powered through?
You just powered through it. I mean, you're in the room for a reason. And you can't lose sight on that. Like, and that applies for anything. If you're booked on a gig, if you've, passed an audition, if you got an acting job, singing job, whatever, you're in that room for a reason. So get over yourself and do it.
Yeah. Punk rock.
Yep.
Are you the kind of person that thrives in like a high pressure environment? Can you get lost in that?
Yeah, I'm totally type A.
Yeah.
Like, I have no problem dealing with chaos, just like, give me a problem, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
That's like how my mind works.
I love that.
And I love order. So if I walk into a chaotic environment, the first instinct is to get order and to figure it out. And I love that. Yeah. That's like how I was.
I love that too.
Before I went to film school, I was going to go to law school. So I really like that logical, figure out a problem, A, B to C, they all got to stick together. So, yeah.
And that's a great trait to have in showbiz because a lot of people in showbiz don't have that. They're just pure artists. I just want to make this. Why do I have to have it done by this time?
Right, exactly.
My artist spirit isn't ready yet. So it's nice to have that spirit to be able to create at that level and also have that joyous type A pushing you along.
I've gotten so many jobs just simply because I showed up on time.
Sometimes that's it, right? They're just like, she answered the email first. She responded. She's here,
Exactly.
So that's a lot of it. Do you ever have like, I know I have, I think everybody has, when you kind of get like the voice of self-doubt in your head, like maybe something creeps in, something happens, something creeps in that kind of silences that, what that you're in that room for a reason, which you said, and I love that. But like sometimes even the most confident, powerful person can get like something happens and you just kind of get tossed off and you can spiral into a pit.
Yeah.
How do you stop that?
I've learned to just stop everything and take a moment. And if it's a thing where I have to actually tell somebody like I need to take a moment, I have no problem doing that. And I'll go outside and I'll just like walk or breathe, do what I need to, shake it out, scream, whatever. And fucking, you just got to remember you're the bitch and get back in there. And it's like, you can't take more than a moment because if you take more than a moment, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? So it's like you take your moment, you get back in there, and then you cry on the way home. You know what I mean? Like, you figure it out.
For sure.
I've
cried on a lot of way homes.
Same. Yeah. It's like, you just cry on the way home.
No, you stiffen up that upper lip and you push through it and then you get home and then you cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's hard. And, that environment is such a high pressure environment. And I know it because I've done stuff with Gaga. And like we worked with Richie Squirrel, who you probably know. And, you know, we came in and we did this show for PBS, and it was like we were doing 2 numbers, and we had 1 day to learn the choreography. And it was like every single count of 8 was a freaking move. And we were blocked on this stage with an orchestra and a band and Tony and Gaga, and we blocked it in one way, and we only had 1 run through, and everything wasn't the way that we had blocked it. And it's just like, it was, I think, and I've been in a lot of situations, but the pressure is just so high when you're working with like superstars like that. And you don't, like, for me, I didn't want to suck, because I'm like, oh my God, they just hired me and asked me to bring my favorite burlesque dancers, and we don't want to suck, you know? Like, and it was so much pressure. So learning all that in 1 day and like just nailing it, and you just get that one shot, and it's like, I don't want to trip Tony Bennett. It's like, it's so much pressure. That I cried on the way home. I was like, oh, I could do this. I could do this. I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do this.
And that's what you do. Like, you just get through it. That's showbiz. That's what you signed up for. And
yeah, people
just don't realize how hard it is. You know, it's hard fucking work. Being on set is hard fucking work. Being on stage is hard fucking work. And, you know, when you're doing like giant festival shows like Coachella or outdoor arenas, like, that's fucking hard work. Yeah. And you can have as many rehearsals, you know, you can rehearse up the wazoo. Nothing's going to prepare you for when it starts to rain. Or, you know, the entire band's chords everywhere. You know, like, or the stage, you're rehearsing for one size, and then the stage is half of that. But you still have 20 dancers. And it's all big arm movements. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. And then you have to make it work.
You got to make it work. You got to make it work. And you also have to remember the audience never knew what you had planned.
Yes. And they never know. And this is what me and my husband say all the time. Because I'll be like, oh my God, that was terrible. I messed up this and I messed up that. And it totally sucks. But then the audience is like, that was amazing. Like, you know, and even when we did the PBS thing, it was amazing. And the performance was amazing. And I'm like, oh my God, my parents were like, that was amazing. It was amazing. I'm like, you didn't see the tears that I cried, of the pressure that I felt at those moments. You know, it's like, but they don't. And that's showbiz.
Yeah, that's showbiz. And I hate it when, like, I'll congratulate a newer performer, be like, that was great. You looked great out there. And they'll be like, oh my God, I did this and this and this. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Just take it.
Yeah.
Just take it. Take the fucking compliment.
Take it and run.
Okay. It's like, what do you want me to tell you now? Oh, never mind. You sucked. No, it's just like, just take the compliment.
Put it in your resume that Lux told you did a good job. Be happy about it.
Be happy. Because I don't give compliments regularly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass.
Yeah.
If I tell you did a good job, you did a good fucking job. Like, just take it and go.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear what you did wrong.
For sure.
Because I guarantee you I saw that as well. But I saw how you overcompensated for it and how you recovered from it. And that deserves praise. So
that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Being able to overcome things that go wrong. It's like, you know, we talked about costume malfunctions before. It's like, I've had countless costume malfunctions. I've fallen. You know, it's like things go wrong. The mark of the professional is to fix that thing with as little, you know, damage, with as much damage control as you can, and keep moving on. The audience will forgive you. If you stop and you're like, wah, wah, and you run off the stage, that's not cool. You gotta you have to commit to the adventure.
Exactly. When that bra hangs on your fishnet, keep going.
Oh God, that's the worst, and it's just dangling. And it's like the easiest thing. If you could stop and look, you could get it off in a second, but you cannot look down. I'm like, never look down. That's my pet peeve. If somebody's doing a chair dance and they look at the chair before they sit down, I get so mad. I'm like, don't look at the chair. Put your hands down. That's all you need.
It's true.
I want to hop back to talking about choreography for a second, because this is something that I think is like an interesting thing, and you're a total dance expert. So, I've worked with different choreographers before who want to work within a burlesque construct and create like a burlesque work, and often I'm like, kind of like, guys, you're totally like doing like jazz hot Chicago, you're doing Christina Aguilera burlesque. Like,
Yes.
do you think that burlesque as a genre is in a sense its own style of dance as well?
It definitely is. And there's what I call real burlesque and film burlesque,
Yes.
And I think when outside choreographers come in and they're like, I'm going to choreograph a burlesque number, it's Fosse, it's cabaret, it's the movie Burlesque,
Yeah.
which is great, but it's not what you see at the Slipper Room. It's not what you see at New York
Right.
Burlesque Festival. You know what I mean? It's different. And I think as much as the hobbyists annoy the hell out of me in burlesque, I think they contribute to the burlesque style. It keeps it that punk rock. It keeps it. I mean, punk rock's the only way I can think of. You know what I mean? It keeps it its own thing, and it keeps it rough and tumble. It keeps it on the edge. It keeps what true burlesque is, which is so different than the movie burlesque.
For sure, it's raw.
Or cabaret.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, I love me some Fosse.
No, for sure.
I love my Fosse. I don't want to see Fosse at a burlesque show.
No, it's a turnoff.
It's a turnoff. I hate it. Because unless you bring Fosse back from the dead and put him in a corset and put him on stage.
That would be fun.
I don't want to see it.
No, totally. Totally.
I don't want to see
But
it.
do you think, like, as its own genre, like the vernacular dance of burlesque, like, could one day be something that can transcend to different choreographers and presentations? Or is it just too organic? But, like, even just, like, the posture of a bump, like, or, like, shimmying, or the concept of it's just a strut and then you have this and this. Like, could it translate into a book of dance?
I mean, I feel like choreography nowadays is so busy. It's so busy. Like when you tell an artist to just stand still for 2 counts, they're like, why?
Yeah.
Why would I do that? It's like, because, I don't know, maybe you should catch your fucking breath because you're about to hit a high note.
Yeah.
How about that? It was like, what do you mean I can just stop? It's like, how about you try that and actually hit your note?
So true.
Why did you?
Yeah.
Instead of squeaking through it.
Marinate in the stillness.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard as fuck for me to stand still.
Yeah, me too.
As a professional dancer and somebody who's energetic. And I know the power of standing still. And I would say probably in the past maybe 5 to 7 years, I've really enjoyed standing still. And granted, standing still for me is literally 2 counts. But that's huge for somebody who literally hits every beat.
I'm the same way. Yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's vulnerable. I'm like, I'm not entertaining them.
It's vulnerable, and it actually like allows the audience to see you. And I don't know, maybe get a good photo.
Yeah.
Which is few and far between for me.
I know, but it's important because that picture gets on Instagram. It's going to reach 1 billion people. It's like, and every picture is like, like I look like a crazy person because I'm like running and breathing. I hear you on this.
But yeah, I think burlesque as itself, to people who are professional dancers and who only have learned the vernacular of professional dance, burlesque is completely foreign. And it can only be explained if it's connected to another established genre of dance.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I think people who know modern adapt to burlesque best. Like, that's the easiest transition.
Mm-hmm.
because it's you got to use your body, and
Yeah.
it's such an expressive, and you connect with the audience, or you connect with images, you know what I mean? And you're expansive and that kind of thing. I think ballet is the hardest translation.
Oh gosh, yeah, for sure.
Just simply because you're taught to be in that glass case of emotion, you know, and it's so hard to break out of that. But like more expressive, well, not, I mean, ballet is very expressive, but more like physically throwing your body around, like tap or modern or something like that. I think those translate to burlesque the easiest.
Yeah.
And they still don't translate.
For sure. It's still a big gap. But you're so right, like with ballet and like everything else, it's like you have to let it go. Like shimmy.
Yeah.
Let your boobs flap around. Let your butt like just clap itself together. Like let it go. And that's so hard coming from a dance training to let it go. Keeping certain posturing but letting others go.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
It's absolutely terrifying. Yeah.
Lux, it has been such a pleasure to have you on here. I was looking forward to this conversation, and it was the cocktail that my soul needed today. It really
thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor.
Yeah, no, I'm so thrilled. But my last question is, when this is over, because I know it's hard to say right now, but what is next for Lux LaCroix? What are you planning once we're allowed to live again?
I don't know. I definitely will be teaching yoga 6 days a week.
Yes. Your flame for burlesque is still burning. Yes, no. You're gonna stick around though. You're gonna come through, right? You're gonna be on the other side of this.
I'm gonna come through. I mean, I honestly, if we have 4 more years of what has happened the past 4 years, I don't feel safe as a Black woman to remain in this country. So I'm fully on the Josephine Baker tip, and my house will be going to Paris. I love Paris. I plan on retiring in Paris, but I will take that leap sooner if necessary. I have definitely my eye on the door.
Yeah.
And I'm getting the fuck out of this, place.
I feel you 100% with that.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If that is not necessary, which
I've been looking at my phone, I know. Yeah, I know. So do I.
I will never forget. I was in New York and I walked into my gig and Hillary Clinton was winning, and I walked out and Donald Trump had won. And I was just like,
we all have PTSD. I was in Italy. I went to sleep and I was happy as a little clam, and I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna throw up everywhere. Like, and I do, because I never thought in a million years that could even remotely happen. So what I'm seeing right now, while a sane person would be like, we're okay. I believe it when it's.
I'll believe it when it's signed, sealed, and delivered. Yes. I refuse. I just can't. I will never forget that walk home from that gig. Yeah. I will never forget. I was walking home in the Lower East Side on a fucking Tuesday night, which should be live as fuck. Yeah. And it was
dead.
Completely dead. And I remember waking up the next morning and walking on the streets of New York and just people's faces being swollen because they were crying. Yeah. And like you get on the train and somebody is sobbing next to you. Like, I will never forget that. And I cannot do that again.
No.
And so if that's how it goes, I'm just me bakering it. If I'm allowed to stay, which I would prefer to do, obviously, I don't want to restart my life. I don't know if I will go back to my same level of operation. One thing that I've learned in quarantine is to work smarter, not harder. And, so, I mean, I see this now on my very lofty couch, with my dog next to me, I'm never going to do 7 nights a week and, 2 gigs a night. I'm never going to push myself that hard again. I say that now. I would like to go back to, 3 to 5 gigs a week. Yeah. That would be a nice schedule. But I'm also about quality, not quantity. You know what I mean? Because I've also learned that I don't have to take every gig.
Yep. Yeah.
The world does not end if I'm not on stage. I haven't been on stage in 8 months and the world's still going.
Yep.
People still know who I am. Mm-hmm. People still appreciate what I do. Yes. I don't need to be in every bar for $50. That's really not necessary. No. There are people for those gigs. Let them have them, you know. I really need to stick to my rate, you know, and that kind of thing. Yes. And if I'm going out there and putting myself out on stage, it's going to be worth it. Every moment, every dime, every dollar, it's going to be worth it. Yes. And yeah. I mean, I think this has really brought it into focus.
Absolutely. It certainly has. And what you said reminded me of something that a good friend once told me. He said, it's good to be hungry, but watch what you eat.
Exactly.
And that redefined for me, like, don't say yes to everything. You only burn yourself out, you know? One thing that I hope is that when this is all over, it's going to be like a big party, you know, when it's all safe and good. And then I hope that we are bumping tail feathers backstage together in the not too distant future.
Absolutely.
Lux, yes, thank you so much for being on the Bump and Grind. I'm so happy to spend this crazy ass night talking to you.
All I've been doing all day is, I remember one time I asked Christina Nakaya how she was doing, and she threw her arms over her head and went, and it's like all I can think of.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Like, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Whatever we have to do to get us through.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my chat with Lux as much as I did. Follow her, even to Paris, if you must. But I hope you don't have to. But if you do, do it. But otherwise, you can start by following her on Instagram at Fierce and Fabu. That's FIERCEANDFABU. And you know where I'm at Angie Pontani. Follow me for a real good time. And until next week, stay safe and sexy. And meet me back here for another episode of The Bump and Grind. And don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review.
This has been a Giant Panda King production. You can find us at giantpandaking.com and on Instagram at giantpandaking.